SCPs. If you are a longtime viewer of the channel, you know that I used to be covering SCPs, and I think they are a good guilty pleasure of mine, okay? If you are unfamiliar with the term SCP, think monsters, cryptids, but also some weird, like, multiversal old god type of stuff. Put that all together and add basically the CIA, but for capturing cryptids. Put it all together, boom, that's the SCP group. No. Listen, I think you guys are aware that the SCP group, at least I hope, is the biggest collective writing group in the history of fiction. No joke, it is. Name a creature somebody took time out of their day to write a full field report on what it is, how to deal with it, and how to contain it. And for SCP, secure, contain, protect. No, like literally name something. Oh, you want a version of Santa Claus that's like different from Krampus, but it's basically Santa Claus, but he abducts children? Done. Elves, all elves are to this thing is just young children. It's basically a Chinese sweatshop, but it's Santa Claus. That's essentially what that is. And it could be literally any type of creature you can name. Somebody's probably already done it. And in this video, I'm going to be ranking some of my old-time favorites, some new favorites that I have come across in my time of surfing the internet and rabbit holes, and putting them into a tier list on how easy I believe it would be to survive them. Yes, that is the metric we're going off of, not aura, not any of that. No. We're just that's the good old way of how much firepower am I going to need to take care of some of these hombres? And I'm going to be real, some of these, I'm just done. Like, I'm cooked. There's no other way to say it. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. If that sounds good to you, please consider a like, comment, and subscribe. We are on track for 250,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and that goal is only possible with the support of you guys. And if you guys want a type of video that you want me to cover, I'm probably going to do a dedicated video on some of these in the future, because I want to do more of that. Leave it in the comment section down below, or if you want a part 2, leave a suggestion there. And with all that out of the way, let's get into would I survive these SCPs? Let's go. SCP-096, the Psy Guy. Also, for most of these, I'm not going to do the number designation. I'm just going to call them by their name, because my one gripe with SCP is sometimes when you're reading it, it's like, SCP-096 created SCP-096.1, and 096.1 proceeded to hump the leg of SCP personnel D. Like, that's the only part where I dislike it, just because it insists upon itself. No, I'm gonna call the 096 thing the Psy Guy, because I don't want to give myself an aneurysm as I'm being ripped apart. That's all I'm saying, okay? Abilities of this thing. Regeneration, almost complete and utter invulnerability when it comes to force multipliers. No. The thing about this creature that I do like, the gimmick, is that if you look at its face, you're done. No, there's like literally no way of surviving if you're able to look at this thing's face, okay? And that applies to photos, video, any type of rendition of this thing's face, okay? You're done. Okay, there's a story of this thing was just minding its own business inside of containment, and some dude on the other side of the planet was looking at an old photo that he took from vacation, and 1 pixel of this thing's face is enough to get somebody got. That is terrifying. However, that is survivable. Okay, you're telling me that the only gimmick of this creature is that I can't see its face? Other than that, I can be in close proximity to it? Like, there's a logic to the creature that I can appreciate. There is a way to deal with it. Okay? It is containable as long as people don't break the rules. No. I know somebody's already thinking, well, if everybody saw its face, what did that mean? Oh, everybody's dead. If you see its face, you're dead. It's a very, very simple rule set. But it's ultimately survivable, okay? Like, I love the design of the creature. I love the gimmick of the creature. If we're looking straight up survivability, honestly, dog, I'm just going to put it in be careful. I'm going to, not quite safe. It is like, no, obviously, just don't look at its face. Now, if I'm going into this not knowing anything about the creature, oh, there's no way. You're telling me this thing walks up into your yard and you're not going to look it in the eyes and be like, hey, yo, 911, we got a 7'3" emaciated creature of a thing in my yard. Can we please send somebody over? Oh wait, it found me. Yeah, no. We're done. We're done, brother. I'm putting it in. Just be careful. Don't look at its face and then you're fine. It's that simple. SCP-610, otherwise known as the Flesh That Hates. This is probably one of the most well-known SCP of all time. And I'm going to be covering some of the more well-known ones, but I am going to throw in some of my personal favorites in a second. This one's interesting because Okay, to give you the brief rundown. Around 70 years ago, a meteorite crash landed on Earth, infecting one small town in Siberia, Russia, okay? Dude, imagine having such bad luck, you're born in Siberia, and then boom, the Flesh Monster comes to get you, okay? Crash lands in this small little town in Siberia, and then people start getting infected. And now this is where I start liking it. It starts infecting people, and then, as people are getting infected, they're turning into almost like these flesh creatures where their muscles are morphing into like this almost, think of like have you ever seen a chicken breast? Imagine a chicken breast person, but they like emanate heat and fungus. Ooh, I love that. I dig that, and I'm gonna be ranking this on survivability. This is one of my all-time favorites. I love the setup of this thing. There is no elaboration where it came from. Came from space. How does it work? Don't be by it, and you won't get got. How do we get rid of it? Fire. Yeah, fire. Dude, purge it with fire. I'm sorry, for 90% of these, dude, except for the ones that are just straight up invulnerable, I ain't taking the risk with caliber, so I'm taking the risk with fire, dude. Okay, listen, I've said it multiple times. It's been a minute. If you cannot solve it through the prayer way, then you do it through the American way, okay? There's crucifixes and then there's gauges. That's all I'm saying. You hit it with a ch-ch or one of these. That's how I feel about this thing, is if I'm near it. Also, this is what I do like. It terraforms the area that it's around. So, you know how Siberia is? You probably know. Did you know that there's a problem in Siberia right now where if you turn off your car in winter season, it will freeze the gas lines inside of the car, which is fucking terrifying. I'm just saying that's a real thing that happens. Now, imagine that place all of a sudden becoming kind of humid and wet and moist, and then it turns this whole town into almost like this, like a body temperature, where people are like describing it as like 90 degrees, which is like the internal body temperature of an average human, and it's terraforming the small place inside of Siberia through these like flesh hives that are pushing out these fungus. Oh, I love that, dude. I dig it. It's terrifying, the fact that you can get infected and it's like that. Oh, and then the things that get infected start worshiping this flesh god. Oh, I love, inject that into my veins. I dig that, dude. The moment the creatures start worshiping a god, we're cooking. We are cooking, dude. I'm putting this 90-10. 90-10. How do we get rid of it? Bro, fire. Purge it with hellfire. But here's the problem. You're thinking to yourself, what if we just nuke it? Because it becomes airborne. And if I have to explain to you how nuclear weapons are notoriously bad at mitigating airborne debris, yeah, brother, we're cooked. Dude, I'm putting it in 90-10. I love this so much. Survivability is an almost zero. It's to the point that if this were to crash land into a public center, we're done. The greatest thing, the greatest luck pull that we had was that this thing landed in a middle of buttfuck nowhere place in Siberia. That is the best case scenario. I'm put 90-10. I have a 10% chance. I'm sorry, some people can survive it by just not being infected, and I mean by definition, then I have to put it there. SCP, not deer. I don't remember the number designation, and I don't like using them anyways because, and you guys tend to like that too because you guys tell me to not use the number designation as much as I can. I'll like, yeah, not deer. I live in Michigan. Michigan Gang 411, where we at? We are top 5 states in the entirety of America, okay? California ain't got shit on us. Texas is just a hotter and version of us. Ayo, New York, you guys have shit geysers that literally come out of the floor. All y'all are overrated. Michigan is a true top 5 state, just saying. Every single time I bring up Michigan, I bring up all of our stats, okay? And the reason I'm bringing it up for this one is because this affects us 100%, dude. I don't think y'all realize how much deer is in Michigan. The only other state that competes with us is fucking Texas. And y'all literally import animals for hunting. And I do believe Michigan is ahead per capita, but you guys dwarf us in numbers because Texas is massive. Everything's bigger in Texas. However, you know what? I'm not going to make that joke. I'm sorry, I'm not going to make that joke. I have some Texans that watch me. I'll roast you in the state video. But when we're talking about this, SCP not deer. Imagine, you ever watch Adventure Time? You know that one creature that was like way too terrifying for a kid show, and it was like a deer with hands? I think I've covered this on the channel before. Imagine that, but like a little bit more Lovecraftian. Yes, I watched Creepcast too. I watched it too. A little bit Lovecraftian. And this thing is kind of like a biomass assimilating into the form of a deer that's trying to figure out how the deer operates. And listen, man, I'm saying a lot of repeated stuff. However, you guys like when I bring this up. Mimicry is terrifying. I had somebody message me saying that he was writing a scary novel based in northern Michigan. How there's like a mimic voice coming from the Lake Michigan. You just hit my trifecta of shit that scares me. And now when we're talking about SCP not deer, dog, if I walk out in the woods and the deer start speaking, everything's getting hit. Boom! Boom! Everything's getting hit. If the deer start fucking talking, I'm done. I don't know who needs to hear that, dude. They outnumber you. They outnumber you. We have destroyed the ecosystem of Michigan by annihilating the wolves. But guess what, dog? Y'all ate little Timmy. Bang, you're done. When we're talking about the not deer, imagine a shape-shifting creature that is like wearing the skin of a deer that stands on two legs and it just starts and then it starts screaming like a woman. Ah! Ah! And then you're like, what the fuck is that? What is that? No. Absolutely fucking not, bro. You know those like those dragon breath rounds from John Wick? He's over here, boo, boo, boo. That's what I'm dealing with here. And the fact that these things are actually pretty difficult to take out because it's more of a other creature wearing the skin of this thing. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Listen, I might do a dedicated video to this one, reading through the entirety of the SCP Wiki. If any of these monsters sound interesting to you, leave the one that you like the most. I'm going to put this in 50-50. Why? It's deer-shaped. I'm confident in my ability to take on a deer if you give me force multipliers. You see, there's different levels of the way I gauge a dangerous situation, okay? Number one, can I keep you at the distance? Can I hit you with a teep kick, with a 1-2? Can I showcase some of my white boy kickboxing on you? Now, if you're in this bubble, we're grappling. If I can't guillotine you, then we're done. If none of that works, fanny pack. The fanny pack's coming in clutch, and if you survive the fanny pack, then I deserve to die. At the end of the day, if I can't do that, I 100% can guillotine the shit out of a deer. That's all I'm saying. But this demon thing, probably 50-50. Yeah, 50-50. I think that's fair. The Bone Hive. This is the most horrific death I think I've ever read. Like, legitimately, this might be one of the most horrific deaths I've ever heard. Imagine you're just chilling. You're laying in your bed. And there's a vibing, okay? You're over here having a good dream, and then some little tiny bug thing starts crawling up in your little nostrils, okay? You're like, damn, what was that? Ugh. Dude, I listened. Do you know what stat fucked me up as a kid? And I don't even know if it was true. It was some stuff that I read on Facebook one day, and it was like the average person consumes 6 spiders per month while they sleep. And I'm over here to the person who did that, and if you knew that wasn't true, fuck you. Like, legitimately, man, fuck you, man. That what an asshole thing to do to a child. I don't like that, man. But this takes that and rams that up to a 10. Now, imagine this little bugger, okay? It goes into your brain, starts laying eggs inside of your body, and then it releases a chemical that starts turning the muscle in you into cartilage that turns into bone, turning you into a bone hive, where it proceeds to use your body's digestive tract as a food source to breed more of these. Oh my gosh. That is one of the worst things that I have ever heard. Legitimately, dude, the first time that I read about this was actually on this channel. That fucked me up. Like, I took like 5 minutes and had to cut the video forward because of how much that effed me up, dude. Am I safe? Maybe. I ain't ever sleeping again. If you told me, hey, yo, there's like a non-zero chance that like a bug can crawl up your nose and turn you into a bone hive, I ain't sleeping, dog. I'm borderline a caffeine addict anyways, dude. Right before I hopped on here, I think I consumed around 345 milligrams of caffeine because I've only had like 4 hours of sleep because I was researching all of this, and that actually makes a lot of sense considering what I talk about. Yeah, I ain't sleeping again, bro. We're upping that up to 700, dude. 700? I think I've already told the story of how I nearly died in a Walmart, and you want to know something right now? I would gladly go through that again if you told me that these little things are going to be crawling up my nose hole. Absolutely not, bro. I'm going to be careful, but above SCP-096 to Psy Guy, because, okay, the Psy Guy is more straightforward. This is more of just like, hey, just don't sleep. Brother, I'm taping my fucking nose at night, bro. I'm taping my nose, okay? Oh my gosh, that's terrifying, man. The infinite Ikea. Okay, this brings back good memories because this is what the funny part about the infinite Ikea is. It's very clearly meant to be like a multiversal, like pocket dimension domain expansion out of time. Have you ever walked into a store and been like, oh, bro, this is so dope, but then the demons up at corporate made it as hard to navigate as possible? And listen, man, I used to work at Walmart. I know how these corporate vampires operate, man. I swear, every time they walked in, I swear these guys were already, how do we cut the cost? Like, no, bro, I don't respect corporate. I don't think I'll ever get to that point in my life, okay? When we're talking about Ikea, they make this into a borderline labyrinth that you will never find your way out of. Now, take that figuratively and turn that into literally. You walk into a Ikea and you'll just never find your way out of it, dude. It's like its own little domain. There's these faceless creatures that are trying to ask if you need help, and you have to build like a settlement to keep away from them. And I'm going to keep it real with you. The fact that this hasn't become an indie game is insane to me. To my game developers out there, can one of you guys please make a survival horror where you survive inside of a department store and mimics are trying to hunt you at night, and you have to use resources from the Ikea to attack them? Does that not sound super good? Listen. I'm going to say 50-50 because I do believe in my ability to be able to beat up a mimic. However, it gets to a certain point where they start hitting me with super strength, I'm done. However, dude, I would absolutely run the fade of a IKEA associate. 100%, dude. He's over here. Oh, what do you need help with? Boom! Done. Absolutely. Fucking cooked him, bro. I'm just saying, man. Listen, I can say this. I used to work at Walmart. Am I the only one that walks into a Walmart and whenever I see somebody give me that side eye, I'm over here like thinking I'm prime Conor McGregor being like, hey, what are you looking at, eh? Like, I'm going straight into that. Okay, that's bro code. Listen, 50-50, I think I got a solid chance. SCP-783, otherwise known as the Crooked Man. If you ever watched, I think it's The Conjuring 2. I don't know. They make way too many of those things. I'm sorry. How many times do the Warren family have to start capturing these demons before we just admit that they are a married version of the Scooby-Doo gang? I'm just saying, bro. I'm not a fan of The Conjuring. I think it's played itself out. And maybe I'll go down that rabbit hole. How Ed and Lorraine Warren are most likely scam artists. I'm sorry. I gotta rip that Band-Aid off. They're probably scammers. I'm just saying. Now, imagine that, but in the small little town, and I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher the name of it, Oxfordshire, there's this little village where there's a story about a crooked man with a crooked cane, with a crooked smile, that took a crooked child, and he became crooked on the wheel. I just butchered the shit out of that saying, but all I'm going to say is that's crazy. That is wild, bro. Maybe that's why British people, I just feel like, are a little bit more, like, segmented to themselves. Because your nursery rhymes are not like McDonald's, where we just eat food. No, your nursery rhymes is talking about how a guy most likely touched a child, and then they broke him on the breaking wheel. That's all I'm saying, bro. I understand British people and how they are. And we'll cover that in the inevitable Empire tier list that's coming up. Okay? But when we're talking about the Crooked Man, imagine you're in a town and all of a sudden architecture around the town starts warping and turning the houses crooked. And then you go into a house being like, hey, yo, grandma, how you doing? And then you hear at the top of the stairs, ah! And you're like, whoa, what was that? Then your grandma's all crooked and shit. Her arms have been broken like 27 different times. She's like an elongated SpongeBob-looking creature. And then she's like, I couldn't hit the life alert! Bro, I'm sorry I had to make that joke, but like, how many of y'all were absolutely dying laughing at the old Life Alert commercials where we're over here like, hey, yo, where's grandma? Help! I can't get up! Listen, man, I dislike old people to a degree. I would help my grandma. However, if you gotten to the point in life where you can't pick yourself up, do a little puss up, walk it off, I'm just saying your bloodline probably wouldn't have survived this far, or at least you. Just saying. I'm sorry. Now, where this, the Crooked Man starts to, I'm really starting to dig it, okay, where I love it, is the fact that this is a cyclical creature. Every 70 years it comes in, takes out a good 70 people, and then disappears and comes back the next 70 years. And then when they started excavating the small town, they found a mass grave of bended bodies, okay? A whole slew of them, insinuating that this has been going on for hundreds of years. And when you went into this little body pit, you got spat out into this separate reality. Now, I'm going to be real. I don't know how much I like that. I don't think everything needs its own domain expansion. I think that's kind of dumb. Because when the creator starts hitting domain expansion, crooked reality, I'm like, okay, you don't need that, okay? I don't know if I like that. Now, in terms of survivability, honestly, man, just be careful. Don't be in the one town. If your house starts bending and cracking, don't be in the house. It's that simple. It's a pretty simple way. Be careful. There's rules of the creature that if you follow, you will survive. It's not that difficult of a concept, that's all I'm saying. The Red Lake. Ooh, I love this one. Okay, now imagine also in Russia at this time, which first off, dude, I feel like the SCP Foundation just has this hate for Russia, because holy shit, bro, they're getting hit with some of the weirdest dude, imagine living in Siberia and you not only have the flesh that hates, but you also have a red lake that, oh yeah, every once in a while there's like a Cthulhu demon entity that walks out of it that looks like it's from COD Zombies. What are we doing? Oh yeah, bro, we built like this like maze runner type of facility around it to study it. Okay. But like, did we figure out what's going on? No, because the consistency of the lake is like blood, and the further down you go, the thicker that it gets, to the point where you actually have to like drill into it. What happens when we drill into it? You get spat out in a separate bit of reality. And again, we're getting to the reality bending. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I feel like too many creatures have this ability to the point where I'm like, is every creature a multiversal level threat? Now, the survivability of this one purely contingents on how lucky are you? Because every once in a while, you'll get like a zombie will walk out of it, a zombie bear walks out of it, or you're going to fight a cyborg. Like, it's a fairly random creature that, I'm going to be real, I feel like is pretty avoidable. So I'm going to put it in, just be careful. I'm not going to be around the lake, but if I am around the lake, then I'm at this constant state of, yo, bro, prepare. We might be in for another Call of Duty Zombies wave. That's how I feel about it. The Tickle Monster. I just wanted something to be safe. I'm just going to be real. I just wanted something to be safe here. And this little guy is what he is. He's a little orange blob that likes candy and tickles you and has the ability to give positive vibes. In other words, he's just a good boy. He's just a good boy. Okay, another thing that's interesting about him is he was born of a demon worshiper that may or may not be worshiping the literal devil. So he technically is like the son of the devil. I think that's pretty fun. I'm going to put him in safe because I need something to be put in safe. That's all I'm saying. The statue that kills you. I'm just going to call it that. Why am I going to call it that? Because that's literally what it is. I've talked about, like, this is one of the most popular SCPs there is. Imagine you're just chilling, and then you're over here blinking. Let's just say you blink, and boom, you get sent to the afterlife. Absolutely not. That's all I'm saying. That's simply what this creature operates as. If you look at it and keep your eyes open, it won't do anything. The moment that you blink, you're done. Now, here's the problem. I'm cooked. Like, I have to lock myself away from this thing, or I need to sacrifice somebody to it. In a 2-man crew, 3-man crew, it becomes more and more accessible. But at the same time, no. I'm going to put this thing in 90. Like, no. If you blink by it, you die. If that is not an almost guaranteed way of death, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm gonna put it in 90-10. I have to. The Plague Doctor. I've already talked about how I believe the Plague Doctor has a little bit of he doesn't like the African brothers. No, he does not, bro. It was actually pretty funny how like they went out of their way to be like that this is like an old Plague Doctor from the Black Death days, and then he saw an African American doctor and was like, "Oh, they taught you how to read? Insane." Like what an insane burn brother has delivered onto him, okay? Now, in terms of abilities, almost bulletproof. I don't like that. I think sometimes the SCP Foundation insists on the unkillability and the multiversal level threat of some of its monsters, and a lot of them. No, not everything needs to be bulletproof, and this thing is bulletproof. I don't understand it. This entire cloak is actually its skin, and that mask is bone, which is kind of dope, but at the same time, how's that bulletproof? It has a Kevlar nanofiber. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyone who says that doesn't understand how bulletproof shit works, because it's not bulletproof, it's bullet resistant. No, you can suit through Kevlar. You can do that. It's actually not even that difficult to do. I'm just saying. But this thing has it. It also has the cheese touch of death out of nowhere, and then it can reanimate you into a zombie. So, I'm going to be real. About 50-50% chance. At the end of the day, it operates like a person. Yeah, I don't have to suit you, but there are other ways to deal with this. Like flames. Like, I could just lock you in a jail. Like, you know, like, at the end of the day, like, this is a solvable issue that I'm going to put in 50-50 in terms of survivability. The Old Man. Yes, we're going to be talking about the Femur Breaker. The Old Man is a Keter class SCP, which essentially means you cannot contain this man. You cannot be contained. And it is a, again, domain expansion creating old man entity that just wants to see people get hurt, and that is the only thing that it likes. Sometimes it gets bored and just grabs a D-class personnel and takes them into this monster dimension and then proceeds to torture them until he's fed up with suffering, and then that's it. Oh, it also escapes captivity all the time because his ability is more or less causing rot. So metal rust when he touches it, stone breaks apart when he does, wood rots away. So we can't really contain him, we can more just make him satiated. And when he gets out, we have to put a D-class personnel inside of something called the Femur Breaker, where they start breaking bones to summon this thing back so it can eat up the misery buffet. Yep, that's the Old Man. I'm going to put this in absolutely no way. I am cooked, there's no way to survive this. No way. There is no possible way I'm surviving that. Yeah, absolutely. Put me down. Just put me down right there. SCP-3199, otherwise known as Human Refuted. Okay, I like this creature. It hits all the notes for me. Boom. Weird flesh human hybrid thing. Boom. Mimicry. Boom. Okay? It is somewhat bullet resistant, but is able to be gotten rid of. Boom, I like it. The story around it's pretty dope, okay? Imagine you're walking down your little suburb late at night. You probably are having a great day. And then, boom, you start hearing a woman scream out in the distance. And I'm going to be real. Does this make me a bad person? If I heard a woman scream in the distance, if I'm in the suburbs, I'll check it out. If I'm near the woods, absolutely not. I'm going to keep it real. If I hear screaming in the distance that's coming from the woods, I ain't going in there. You're done. Okay? You're the one that got yourself into the woods. Okay? If you're screaming in the woods at night, I ain't going. I'm just not. I ain't playing those games. But this guy, I'm going to call him Joe, is a better man than me. Because he heard the screaming in the distance and ran until he came across a little small shed. But he was thinking to himself, hey, yo, maybe there's a crazy serial killer in there, and if I go in there, he's going to get me. So I'm going to go behind it and looking through the window. Which is like, what? I don't know. It's a weird realm of thinking. So he goes around, looks through the window, and then sees this thing, okay, screaming to try to summon a piece of food to him so this thing could eat it, and then vomit the nutrients that is acid on top of its eggs. Absolutely not. I'm going to say no, brother. Absolutely no, brother. That is multiple notes. And then this guy proceeded to call 911 to get somebody to take care of this thing. And this is what I'm going to say. If I see that, okay, I ain't calling 911 right there. I am noping out of that situation. And then I'm going to be like, hey, yo, bro, yeah, I saw this demon chicken thing. Where are you right now? Oh, I'm at home. Yeah, bro, I'm locked in my basement right now. I got my 3 dogs right over here. Yeah, I ain't going outside. Well, I need you to get a better look at it. Bro, you fucking get a better look at it. I ain't going back. No, real talk, man. Yeah, I ain't doing that. Oh, I ain't, no. This is why I'm surviving. I'm playing these games, bro. You thought this was would I survive and it's me fighting these things? No, bro. It's me noping out of this situation and the ability of me to get away. Now, if I were to engage in combat with this thing, I need it to be at distance. Why? It has the ability to projectile vomit acid at you and then scream to disorient you. I need a minimum of 2 football fields distance away where I can take pot shots at this thing with a 45-70. That's all I'm saying. Do you know what a 45-70 is? A 45-70 is the only round that has been seen to AO. If there's a round to put down dinosaurs, it is the 45-70. Okay, quick history lesson. The 45-70 was a round developed by America to put down bison. Yeah, I'm hitting that thing with there. I'm over here. Pooch, 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 pooch. Nah, bro. Almost fully automatic. We need to put this chicken creature down. Okay? Oh, well, it's not going down. We haven't filled it up with enough lead. Keep doing it. Also, priest back there, I need you to start hitting the prayer over here to protect me from whatever the fuck this thing is. Absolutely not. I'm going to put this thing in a 90-10. If I'm going down, then I'm putting up a fight. I got to, man. Now, if it's not bulletproof, it's bullet resistant, and we're going to turn this thing into absolute sluds by the end of it. Just saying. Just saying. And with all that, that is the Would I Survive SCPs tier list. It felt good doing SCPs again. Okay, I got some rants out of the way. I got to use the prayer way or the American way. There are crucifixes and there are gate calibers. I got them all in there. I got all the jokes in there. There was a few repeated SCPs that I covered before, but going down the old rabbit hole, I was able to find some new ones, okay? If you want this to be a part 2 or you want me to do a dedicated video to something like Not Deer or something like The Flesh That Hates, or a different one, put in the comment section down below. We're trying to get this to 2,000 likes, and I think that's possible. And if you want to continue to support the channel, I don't have merch yet. Please consider like, comment, and subscribe. 250,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I think that's possible with the support of you guys. And with all that out of the way, I will see you all in the next video. Adios, guys.